This week, officials revealed that a .50 caliber rifle found at the stronghold of Mexican cartel leader El Chapo Guzman came from Fast and Furious. That was the covert Justice Department operation that let thousands of weapons fall into the hands of Mexican drug cartels. In a related development, a federal judge has rejected President Obama's use of executive privilege to withhold documents in Fast and Furious and ordered them handed over to Congress. I and other reporters have sought the records for 5 years. They include internal emails showing who's behind the Justice Department's false claim to Congress that there was no gun walking. The agency later admitted it was true. In 2012, the House held then Attorney General Eric Holder in contempt for withholding the records. The president kept them secret through his one and only use of executive privilege. The Obama administration reportedly plans to appeal. In this week's Follow the Money, Democrats and Republicans blasted a military task force that spent over $600 million of your tax dollars in Afghanistan to spur economic development. The Inspector General testified much of that money was wasted. The task force is called the Task Force for Business and Stability Operations, or TFBSO.
The TFBSO team was just sort of a scattershot approach. I know one of the members started talking about the things with the goats and everything else. It sounded like they just got together and said, hey, this sounds like a great idea and we have an unlimited budget. Let's just do it and see if it works. And that's why no one can really say with any credibility that the programs were effective.
Inspector General John Sopko said the task force spent $638 million tax dollars on reported projects from carpet conferences in Europe to importing Italian goats by plane.
We've got almost $1 billion, no metrics, no cost-benefit analysis, no sustainability analysis, a program that's dumb on its face.
What did DoD spend, and should DoD have spent money to develop carpet, jewelry, and ice cream businesses in Afghanistan? Why is it that after operating for years and spending millions of dollars, that most of TFBSO's extractive projects failed to fully meet project objectives?
A spokesman for the military testified the task force produced a mixed bag.
Ultimately, time will tell whether the task force succeeded in its objectives. Independent assessments tell us that it had mixed results, with some successes and some failures.
The task force was shut down last year. The Inspector General says the military has, in some cases, been uncooperative in its probes of the task force's spending. He concluded its legacy in Afghanistan is, quote, marred by unfinished, poorly planned, and ill-conceived projects. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching. Next week, we'll report on the eve of the Iowa caucus, and in the weeks ahead, our Scott Thuman will be back from Europe with reports from Cologne, Germany, and the so-called rape game that's changing the discussion on the open-door immigration policy in Europe. He'll also offer a report from Paris about how the French are adjusting after the terrorist attack, and if there's a new normal in Paris. He sent us this little video postcard of the famous Arc de Triomphe. We'll see you next week.